Sorry.
Good morning, class. My name is Joshua Nicholas Montesino. And today I'll be giving an informative presentation on a topic that I found would be fun. Raise your hand if you've ever been to an amusement park before. All right, awesome. Well, being from California, I feel that I'm extremely fortunate to pretty much be from the home state of amusement parks. I'm from Northern California, and I'm not gonna lie, SoCal definitely has a lot more better amusement parks than NorCal does. So I'm gonna just say they have Universal Studios Hollywood, Six Flags Magic Mountain. I'm a big enthusiast of roller coasters, but my favorite amusement park ever is Disneyland. I just find Disneyland to be an extremely unique place, and the purpose of this presentation is to inform you guys a little bit about the magic of Disneyland, why it's such a unique theme park. So once you enter Disneyland, of course there's always the flower bed where you take a picture of your family. But after you exit or enter past the plaque, past the Disney train, you'll run into Main Street USA. Main Street USA is probably the most unique entrance that I've ever seen in a theme park before. And you can pretty much spend hours upon hours there if you really want to. But of course you're not, because you spend, well, a good amount of money to enter this amazing place. And there's a lot to see, and just not enough time to see everything. You can pretty much see Talking Abraham Lincoln, an a cappella group. So there's a lot of things to see in Main Street USA. You can see Disney characters, take pictures of them. And directly west of Main Street USA is Adventureland. Adventureland is more of a jungle theme park, themed location on the park. The main attractions there is Indiana Jones and the Temple of the Forbidden Eye, which is one of their biggest thrill rides. And the fact about Disneyland is that there isn't many thrill rides, but the ones that they do have, they are very intriguing. Adventureland is also home of the Jungle Cruise and the Tiki Bar, which has probably the most refreshing beverages in the whole entire park. Directly north of Adventureland is New Orleans Square, which is one of my personal favorite lands. The vibe there is amazing. There's always jazz music in the background, and their food is unbelievable. Past summer, I had gumbo, and it was extremely delicious. And I forgot to mention this in the intro, but the very first time I went to Disneyland, I was 6 years old, and that just captivated me. And I visited this past summer, and it still fascinates me that at the age of 19, that I find this theme park to be very, very intriguing. Critter Country, the main attraction of Critter Country is Splash Mountain, and like a lot of the attractions in Disneyland, it's a dark ride, which pretty much means that you go through a dark location, it's a closed-off environment, and all you see is an environment that is presented in front of you. And of course, a lot of the attractions in Disneyland are just a bunch of mechanic characters pretty much just singing to you. But the one thing I like about Splash Mountain is, although it's a dark ride, like I said, there's some sort of excitement through the ride, and of course it's a 50-foot drop at the very end. And after you plunge to the 50-foot drop, you just sing Zippity-Doo the whole entire time. Fantasyland is right behind Sleeping Beauty Castle. I kind of skipped over Frontierland because I feel like that's a general theme across amusement parks throughout the entire country. It's a Western-themed location, and it doesn't really appeal to me very much since I've seen so many of those before my whole entire life. Fantasyland is pretty much the child's dream. Like when a child thinks of visiting Disneyland, they think of Fantasyland. And it's amazing because so many generations of Americans have seen movies such as Dumbo or Pinocchio or Peter Pan, and my baby siblings pretty much grew up on the same movies that I did 10 years ago. And I find that very nostalgic when I visit this exact location on the map. Toontown is pretty much the most ludicrous part of the park. It actually feels like you're in a cartoon map. Like you feel as if you're in a cartoon world, and it's based off the 1980s film Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and of course located in this part of the theme park is Roger Rabbit's Cartoon Spin. Tomorrowland. This is my favorite part of Disneyland, besides New Orleans Square. I like this land because of the great thrill rides that they have there. They have Space Mountain, they have Star Tours, and as well as Buzz Lightyear's Astro Blasters, of course. The latter two that I mentioned aren't as exciting as Space Mountain, but they still get the job when appealing to older children at heart. Now, I'm going to speak about the nighttime in Disneyland. It seems as during the day, a lot of people are just frolicking throughout the park. They don't really immerse themselves in the whole entire experience that is Disneyland. They just kind of try to want to get their money worth. But as soon as nighttime comes around, they're just in awe about the transformation that has occurred in the past hour or two. And that's it. Any questions?